Hey everyone, hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Gearing up for a long day of college football, I'm Haley Outen. Thanks for tuning in with us for our special tailgate edition of The Rise as we get ready to take in a great slate of games today and actually one tomorrow as well. Houston puts its 16-game home winning streak on the line when the Cougars host Texas Tech in an intrastate Power 6 matchup. This game features one of the nation's top defenses going up against one of the country's most prolific aerial attacks. Houston's defense is 7th nationally, allowing just under 10 points per game over 2 contests, while Texas Tech heads to Houston, averaging 54 points per game, 4th best in the country. Houston is, however, the Americans' top passing defense, which has allowed just 166 passing yards so far, but the Red Raiders average nearly 500 yards per game through the air. This game will be a split broadcast, with parts of the country seeing the game on ABC and other parts catching the game on ESPN2, so check your local listings. Kickoff is set for noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Today's contest between Army and Tulane will be the 21st meeting between the two schools in a series that dates to 1953. The Green Wave holds a 10-9-1 series lead after a 34-31 win at West Point in 2015. Tulane is looking to snap a 2-game slide that started with a 23-21 loss at Navy. The Green Wave did win its only previous home game, a 43-14 victory against Grambling State. Tulsa will look to bounce back from a last-minute heartbreaker against Toledo last Saturday as they host New Mexico. These two teams last met in 2015, and a couple of running backs were keys to that victory. Zach Langer and D'Angelo Brewer both surpassed 100 yards in that 40-21 win in Albuquerque. The Golden Hurricane have averaged over 600 yards and about 58 points in its last 2 games, so they will look to keep those offensive numbers rolling today. This afternoon, UCF will face Maryland for the 2nd straight season. The Terrapins took last year's matchup 30-24 in double overtime, and it was neck-to-neck the whole game. Neither team led by more than 7 points. The Knights have not played a football game in 22 days, but looking back to their season opener, UCF scored 40 straight points between the 2nd and 3rd quarters against FIU. Quarterback Mackenzie Milton led the way as he completed 16 of 21 passes for 360 yards and 4 touchdowns. UCF is looking for its first 2-0 start since 2013, when the Knights went 12-1. For the first time since 1956, Navy and Cincinnati will meet on the gridiron when the Midshipmen host the Bearcats in Annapolis this afternoon. Navy has won 15 consecutive regular season games on its home turf, including a 23-21 win against Tulane 2 weeks ago. Likewise, Cincinnati is coming off of a victory, rallying in the 4th quarter to retain the victory bell with a 21-17 win at Miami of Ohio. Navy QB Zach Abey will be looking to make a bit of history today, as no Navy player has ever rushed and thrown for more than 100 yards in 4 straight games. Abey enters today's game having done so in 3 straight contests dating back to last year's Armed Forces Bowl. SMU will look to bounce back at home this evening when they host Arkansas State. The Mustangs suffered their first loss of the season last Saturday to TCU. The Ponies were poised to take a 22-21 lead into halftime, but saw the Horned Frogs connect on a 38-yard touchdown pass as time expired in the 2nd quarter. However, the Mustangs did open the season with wins over Stephen F. Austin and North Texas, putting up impressive offensive numbers. Quarterback Ben Hicks has thrown for over 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. Memphis and Illinois State will meet for the first time tonight. The Tigers have won their last 4 matchups against FCS opponents, outscoring them by a combined 182-30. They will look to continue their winning ways after a 2-0 start to the season, highlighted by a 48-45 win last weekend over number 25 UCLA. The Tigers have averaged 488 yards of offense through 2 games, but has seen its first 2 opponents average 529 yards. QB Riley Ferguson enjoyed one of the best games of his career against the Bruins, earning Walter Camp Offensive National Player of the Week honors after he threw for 398 yards and 6 touchdowns. And the fun doesn't end on Saturday night. We'll get to tune into some Sunday afternoon football as UConn hosts ECU following rescheduling from Hurricane Irma. This game will be the 4th meeting between the Pirates and the Huskies in a series that dates to ECU's arrival in the American Athletic Conference. The home team has won each of the first 3 matchups as ECU holds a 2-1 series lead. The Pirates were 41-3 winners last year behind a 185-yard, 19-catch performance from former wide receiver Zay Jones. Enjoy the games today and tomorrow. We will have power plays from all of this week's action Sunday evening and announce players of the week on Monday's all-new episode of The Rise. Have a great weekend, everybody.